If Metro goes through with the proposal to close early, stations like this one may leave more than 13,000 people stranded. Washington, D.C. would come to a complete stop, and attractions like the Washington Monument would close their doors. Planned Parenthood has more than 800 health centers across the nation, and the organization says more than 3 million people use their services every year. The U.S. Travel Association says travelers usually avoid 2 or 3 trips per year because they don't want to deal with long lines, baggage fees, and uncomfortable security procedures.
Flying has become such a torture. I mean, that's one of the reasons we don't do really any recreational flying anymore, because it's just such a crash and bore.
Travel experts recommend the creation of a Trusted Traveler program, a voluntary program for travelers to submit private information to avoid longer security lines.
The person would go through an extensive security background check that would include information, including whether you own a home, how long you've lived in the country, your tax return information.
The U.S. Travel Association also wants to lighten the load for passengers and make security screening more efficient.
What we're proposing is that the first bag, a carry-on bag, be included in the contract of carriage with the airline ticket. The TSA agents would then be able to focus more properly on the risk, as well as instead of focusing on every single piece of baggage that's coming through.
TSA has not yet announced if it will follow the recommended Trusted Traveler program. However, travelers are responding positively to airlines being required to offer one bag for free.
I understand the airlines need to make their money too and buy gas and new planes and whatnot, but yeah, I mean, consumers are paying a lot of money, they should be able to check a bag.
The U.S. Travel Association says airlines should be required to allow passengers to check in one bag to shorten lines at security, alleviate finding spots to store carry-ons on the plane, and checking in oversized bags at the gate.
Oh, it would reduce it because people would check their luggage on instead of trying to haul everything through security to take it as carry-on. Because people wouldn't be trying to pack everything into the overhead.
But airline carriers are not yet ready to change their rules. The Air Transportation Association, the trade organization for major U.S. airlines, said it's a huge step backward, diminishes customer choice, and competitive differentiation among carriers. The U.S. Travel Association says more than $85 million in travel revenue and over 900,000 jobs are lost because people do not want to deal with the hassles of traveling. From Washington, D.C., I'm Heather Fung. Planned Parenthood, the country's leading provider of women's health care, receives $363 million in federal funding, making up a third of the organization's $1.1 billion budget.
Title X is government funding that was signed into law by Richard Nixon in 1973 that provides funding for low-income women to access annual exams, cancer screenings, family planning methods.
The 95-year-old organization says 1 in 5 women in America visit their clinics, offering patients multiple health care services.
3% of our national programs focus on abortion care, and the other 97% focus on cancer screenings, so STI testing, pregnancy testing, health education. And so it's a very, very small amount of money that goes to it.
Planned Parenthood has more than 800 health centers across the nation, and the organization says more than 3 million people use their services every year.
Students who are here in D.C. We have people coming to the Hill for the first time, coming to D.C. for their first job. They may not have insurance. We have women who have gone to us previously and they've just decided to stay with us. So it is true. Women from all walks of life come to our services.
Title X by law bans federal money from being used on abortions, a major issue that is holding up the budget debate.
Whether you agree with that or not, I think the bigger picture is access to good health care. I don't think people realize how difficult it is to find good health care. And what I mean by good health care is a place where the people are knowledgeable, where you matter, where there's customer service, and where you're not stigmatized. It's just a tremendously valuable service.
Placing personal values on whether women should get affordable health care has nothing to do with the federal budget.
From Washington, D.C., I'm Heather Fung. Dennis Quaid is opening up about his struggle with drugs in the latest issue of Newsweek. The actor says he became addicted to cocaine after coming to Hollywood in the 70s. He says he started using drugs casually, but then his life started to fall apart. Quaid decided to enter rehab when he realized cocaine would probably kill him. He says cleaning up in the 90s was a struggle. Tina Fey is pregnant! The 30 Rock star told Oprah in an interview scheduled to air later today that she is 5 months pregnant. Fey, who is 40, also has a 5-year-old daughter named Alice. She is currently promoting her new book, Bossy Pants, as well as an upcoming Saturday Night Live reunion special.